friends! Welcome to another most excellent episode of User Friendly. My name is Erfon Elijah. I'm here with my friend
Roberto Hoyos,
founder of Throwboy.
Throwboy
I
founder.
won't throw people off. We're back from our ninja slash, what's his name?
Michael Knight lookalike convention.
Lookalike convention. We're huge Michael Knight fans and Knight Rider fans, so we decided to dress up in matching black jackets. Mm-hmm. And boy, do we have a great episode of User Friendly planned for y'all today. Mm-hmm. User Friendly is a show where we talk about all things geek, our favorite stuff from the internet and technology. Mm-hmm. We have a little bit of all that stuff.
And black coats and
black coats. And by the way, speaking of
cars.
Technology,
yeah.
Do you see my phone anywhere? Because I'm going to show you something that you guys might really like.
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
And I have absolutely no idea where it went. That's kind of weird.
Check all your zip pockets.
I'm wearing my Michael Jackson jacket, so I have about 37 pockets. Some were only like, oh, you like that large. So they couldn't fit an iPhone. Dude, what'd you do with it?
I didn't do anything with it.
You took it because you're a bad person.
You walked around.
It's like honestly almost gone.
Well,
I found it.
Oh,
I found it.
I was gonna take over the show there for a second.
Dude.
Hey everybody! I hope you had a good week.
Yeah. Good week first back, or good week back at work, right?
Yeah, back at work.
Going back to work.
I'm excited to get back to work.
Dude, I never stop working. That's just my style, though.
So, what did you want to talk about today? Well, how was your last week?
It's just so eventful that I can't recall anything that I did since we last did a show. What about you?
It was just crazy.
You got into a bar fight. I remember that. Because that was something that you told me about.
But
did lots of illegal drugs. Mm-hmm. But we thought that, I should start with this. Yeah. So CES is happening as you're watching this. I was going to say as we speak.
As we
That's
squeak.
Not exactly true. So I'm there with the entire Cult of Mac team. Yeah. Working hard. Maybe hardly working, depending on the time of day. CES is so much work, dude. So for those of you that don't know what it is, it's the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, as I like to say. Mm-hmm. And it's massive. I mean, it's
magical.
It's like the magical kingdom for geeks and people who don't like to shower.
It's a press event, right? You can't just go in.
Well, that's what some people say, but it's easy to get in. So if you register, all you have to do is tell them like what industry you're in, and they don't check your credentials at all. Yeah. So they do check your credentials for
which is why you got in.
Yeah, which is how I squeezed my way in there. They do check your credentials for press. So if you tell them that you're press, then you have to prove that to them. Mm-hmm. But if you're just like, hey, I'm a developer, I work in the TV industry, they don't care. They let everybody in. Mm-hmm. And it's massive. I mean, there's gonna be probably like 70, 80,000 people there. Who knows, maybe even more. So I'll be looking for all the coolest Apple technology. And this time of year, I always get a ton of emails. I probably get 100 emails a day from people that are going to be at CES, and they're going to be like, hey, you should come on my booth and write about us for Cult of Mac, right? Yeah. So I spend a lot of time just kind of like pouring through these emails and seeing what products are interesting. Yeah. And I thought that we could actually just start with one of those. All right. Because I just saw this today.
Cool.
And if you can get your phone out, because you're going to need to film this bad mamma jamma.
Sure thing.
Here it is. So it's an Indiegogo project.
Okay.
And it looks like it has 15 days left.
Cool.
I'll let them tell you what it is.
Today, video calling on the tablet brings you face-to-face with others so you can be anywhere in the world, from a conference room to the nursery in your home.
But until now, video calling on tablets leaves a lot to be desired.
Aww. It's broken.
We don't feel
dude,
that
the
tablet
turkey.
experience is really what people are looking for, that they don't have the control that they need to really interact.
Oh God, this is going to be bad.
So imagine if you could actually look around somewhere else in the world and you control where you look, who you're talking to, and how you interact.
It takes the burden off the people on the other side, and it lets you focus on the connection. It lets you be back in touch with the people you're trying to communicate with.
So kubi means neck in Japanese, and it's a robotic stand for tablets that lets you remotely control where you look over the web.
The Kubi gives you control of 300 degrees of pan and 90 degrees of tilt. So you're actually in control of the camera and the video feed at the same time.
So you can see them, they can see you, anywhere in the room. You can follow the action.
It's a really natural experience that...
Okay, that's good. So this is called the Kubi,
Yeah.
saving the world from awkward video calls.
It's a nice video.
Yeah, it is a nice video. So
So what do they want?
So if they want $200 if you get one on Indiegogo.
I mean, how much are they trying to raise?
they're gonna sell it for $250.
How much
Oh,
are
I'm
they
sorry,
trying to
they're trying to raise $100,000.
And they're at 20 grand?
And they're at 20 grand. So
Usually
what do you think
they
of the
have 15
Kubi?
days left. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of it's like all right. My friend John would like that. He's all about that telepresence. He loves that stuff. He thinks that stuff is so cool, and that's a much better designed one than I've seen in a long time because I haven't really seen anything that has been not a big old clunky PC inside of like a robot, you know, that that wheels around. I've seen that before and it looks just insane. I can't think of any reason I would use one, but with tablets becoming more and more commonplace, there probably is a market for that to be just something you have in your home if you have like a long distance type of thing. But I would have to see it in action because it looks great with a slick video, but who knows if that thing is like RoboCop.
Well, they
right?
invited me to a demo of this at CES, which is why they sent me this email. And I'm like, I don't really know if I'm going to go. It's hard to kind of decide. Hello, can you hear me? What? Oh, all I hear is mechanical noise.
When you meet those guys, they're going to be like RoboCop, where they move their torso before they move their head. Hello, Erfon.
I'd be like, are you? I just poke him, and he doesn't, and neither of us say anything about it. Trying to figure out if he's human.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think about it?
I think it's cool, actually. It's one of the few things so far that's actually caught my eye. I mean, like you said, I don't really know the practical use of this in my own life.
Yeah.
Because this would require you to be video calling a lot with people. And, I mean, it is handy in that when I FaceTime with people, I'm always like, hey, you know, like I never want to FaceTime on my iPhone or my iPad.
Yeah.
Because you always are constantly holding it up, and that's not comfortable.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the person moving the Kubi, do they have like a touch thing they can move themselves around?
I'm actually not sure on how it tracks.
Oh, revolve.
Okay,
So
there an
is
app?
it tracking or is it you moving it?
You're
not sure yet.
I'm not sure yet.
That's one thing. Future Erfon, go find that out.
Okay, back to you, future Erfon. I know last year I checked out another accessory called the swivel.
Oh god, that was a pile.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was gonna be cool for
so
YouTube celebrities, especially.
Clunky. Nobody used that.
Nobody used it.
No, dude, because it had like this giant fat like green sensor that you had to clip on yourself. Do you think a YouTube celebrity is gonna want to go clonk?
Well, I didn't know that you had to clip it on
around?
you.
Yeah.
I thought you could just carry it in your pocket. Was it radio?
No,
not
that's,
radio
that's
driven?
how it tracks you.
Ah,
It tracks
see,
you based on the vision of that
Okay,
thing.
see, that's not cool. I didn't get that
This
part.
is a much more polished thing where it looks like it's actually a part of the design of the iPad.
Yes, it actually looks really nice.
Yeah, and so my big thing is sound, because whenever you watch these Kickstarter Indiegogo videos that have some sort of mechanical thing, they always put some nice music over it, and if it's a mechanical device that moves, chances are it's going to make sound. And that's always a big thing, especially if you're video conferencing.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I saw one that was like this really supposed to be slick printer, and I'm like, yeah, but that printer is making noise every time you're printing a million times.
It's gonna sound like a dot matrix printer.
Yeah. That's our one and only sound we can make.
It doesn't actually say. I'm reading the. I'm reading just like a little bit about how it moves, and I don't see anything about how it knows where you are.
Yeah.
So.
See, I don't know. I think that there are uses in there. I don't know. Maybe we're going that way in a society where that's not silly anymore. Where it's like, you know, like I watched the show How I Met Your Mother, and one of the funny things about that show is that one of the guys has a big family, so he can't go there for Thanksgiving. So they make like a little dummy of him and put a laptop on his head, and then he has like gloves, and then that's how they like have a Thanksgiving with him. But that's what they were doing in this video, where they had like a table setting for one of the people there, right?
Yeah, that's a little kind of taking it overboard. I mean, this would be really cool in a business setting, right? I mean, if you were having, I've been in businesses before where we were having meetings a lot and people were working virtually. So in that sense, it would actually be really cool. I don't think we're quite there with family members yet. You know, like you'd have to have one of your family members, you know, have the iPad, understand the technology and how to use it and how it works. And then I would also have to see like not only how this moves, but how it sounds, and by how it sounds, like how they're hearing me, because one of the things about the swivel, which I know you didn't like, was that little dongle that you had to carry around was also a microphone.
Right.
So you could use it that way. I thought that was actually pretty cool. I'm surprised that you didn't like it.
If you look that up, man, it's like bright green and black. Like,
I saw it in person.
Pretty nasty.
Look it up. I was standing in front of it.
I'm telling them to look it up so they know that I'm not crazy.
Oh yeah, it wasn't the best looking device I've seen. That's for sure.
This looks like WALL-E or something, like the space age robot in WALL-E.
Cool.
But what was I gonna say about this? Oh, the problem with these kinds of videos, well, these product pitches, I should say, is they always show it from the view of the person that's in the room looking at the telepresence. But when you're on the other side, you're still just looking at an iPad or a laptop. So you're not getting like a 360-degree view of like an exchange and like all this kind of stuff. You know, it's not that much different from Skyping to somebody or being on the edge of the table and Skyping the rest of the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and plus you could do that. You could do a lot of this stuff. I mean, one of the major problems is having a stand for your device that you're using is solved when you use a laptop.
Right.
It's sitting there.
Exactly.
In fact, I generally FaceTime on my laptop.
If you were to take the same table, like boardroom table, and put a laptop there, facing outwards, you're gonna see everybody too.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So like having the swivel type thing only really benefits them because they see a head floating. You know what I mean? So that's the thing I don't like about it, is like most of the time that's kind of fudged because you're like up to here with it, and you're not going to do that if you're like talking to somebody.
Right.
You know, you're going to probably have it at a comfortable distance
and on your lap,
and you're going to be doing other things,
right,
like reading or whatever, you know. So I don't know, it's nicely designed. I hope they get their funding for it, because I think there are people that could use that.
Yeah.
If you and I don't ever live in the same place, we could get one, and then that could be our
user
show.
friendly. Yeah, with you on an iPad.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
So
yeah, CES is filled with all types of this kind of stuff, and you get a few things like that are kind of cool like this, and a lot of the other stuff though is like just crap. And we get invited. The cool thing is that as press, you get invited to a lot of parties, and they're not parties, they're press events, but they feed you for free, they give you drinks, and they want you to drink, right? Because then you're in a good mood, and you'll write good reviews on these products. But it's cool because you'll get put in a huge room, giant like ballroom, and it will just be filled with all the newest technology, things that people are trying to like get funding for, they're trying to sell. And really, this is going to be the first year that I've gone. This is going to be my third or fourth year going. That the whole like crowdfunded thing is really popular. So you're probably going to see a lot of people there who you probably never would have seen before because they just wouldn't have been able to get any funding for their idea.
I would love to hear maybe lower than 25-year-old, like let's say 18 to 25-year-old perspective on that, if they think that's just so silly, because those people are the ones that are video conferencing like it's just nothing, you know? Like they'll there's college students that will leave on their Skype with, you know, their friends and just be doing other stuff, but the Skype is like, you know, it's like the person's in the room.
Connection to the other person.
Right.
Wow.
So there's like somebody's just in the room. Like I've done that with my girlfriend where we're definitely like doing other things, like walking around, but the person is still in the room. You know, you still know they're on. You don't have to be like, hey, how are you? You know, the whole time. So I would like to know if that's like a more of a old people have awkward conversations with Skype, you know, or if it's everyone, you know, if it's a global problem or whatever, you know.
Yeah, interesting.
What do you guys think? Do you guys feel weird when you Skype call, or do you think that you need more control to be able to move around? I don't know. What is your perspective?
Sometimes I like to get 100% nude and walk around.
And then it'll
my
track
FaceTime
you.
calls. Yeah. And I hang the dongle on my. Well, never mind. We should probably just move on.
And you play this song. And do that. I'm still here.
I've got floating head. Look.
I want to get one of those Kubies and go to the party store and get a little like afro and put it on it, and then you can call me, and then we can have a show like that.
That'd be great. I'm really looking forward to CES. And I always have mixed feelings about it because it's going to be so much work. But we're going to be doing a live cult cast from CES and probably talking about our favorite stuff. That'll be fun. Also, I think one of the other things I'm really excited to see besides... They have this huge area called the iLounge, which is literally... It keeps growing every year exponentially, and it's just iPhone accessories. And it's just like the crappiest cases you've ever seen from all corners of the earth. And I'm really excited to see the TVs. Last year, they have these... You have your 1080p television or your 720p television. Well, the next step in resolution is called 4K.
Yeah.
And they actually have 4K, 8K, and that means like 4,000 lines of resolution.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of these last year. Well, I shouldn't say a bunch. They were around here and there. But this year, I'm expecting to see a lot more of them. The picture on these televisions are unlike anything that you've ever seen. I mean, no content that you watch now currently is going to take advantage of that type of resolution.
Yeah.
But they were showing some really high-res images taken on like medium format cameras. So they were just really, really detailed. And you could see stuff on people that you wouldn't even really want to see, you know, like they had pictures of like tropical islands, and those were cool. But then they had this picture of like this woman, and you could see like every little hair on her nose, and like her lip hair and stuff. And it's like you know that stuff's there on people unless they get a face Brazilian.
Maybe they exaggerate it so they show like look how much detail.
They Photoshop it. They're like really bring in that stash. And she's like, oh great, glad I signed a waiver for this, right? We're gonna show this on CNN tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see where televisions are headed.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be cool because I get to walk around the iLounge and actually I'll be doing video this year. So you'll be seeing those on Cultamac. And just look for cool products.
That'll be fun, man.
It will be fun, but if you see me, I'll have my badge hidden. I generally hide my badge when I'm walking around because when they see it, they're always like, "Hey, come talk to me."
They
and
bombard
it's some crappy product, just crappy, like product you would never buy. Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Do you want to write a review on us?" And you're just like,
And you're like, "Who are you, Kubi? I gotta go get some drinks."
Yeah, I have diarrhea. I need to go. So anyway, keep an eye out for that on Cultamac.
Neat.
And speaking of cool things to show you,
the chubby.
As they should have called it. Would you like to see my chubby? Excuse me? Yeah, my chubby. It's for your iPad.
Hey, maybe Akbar is gonna be there this year.
Oh, he will be for sure. Yeah. So.
Did you see him last year?
I saw him last year, but only as he was leaving.
Really?
And he had about 20 of the booth girls with him. And they all piled into his... I'm not sure what kind of sports car it was. It was definitely brand new.
Was that like it has a paper license plate on it?
It still had the paper license plate, yeah. And it was some brand that I'd never seen before.
Didn't he? Cool. But he invited you to go hang out with him, and you thought that he was full of it. And then he walked by you with 5 girls.
Right. It was at least 5.
And you were like, damn
and
it.
he turned around and he goes, ah!
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I should have gone.
He did it again.
So I want to show you this app. That I found, and it's not a new app, but it's new to me, and it's actually really cool.
Instagram.
It's called Instagram. It's like Instagram, except instead of viewing 1 image at a time, you can view 2. And it's called Notes, and I'm sorry, it's not called Notes. It has a yellow icon. It's called Note. It's singular. Mm-hmm. Are you ready to film me doing this, dude? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is what it does. It has a cursor, and it just blinks, all right, and that's it. So it's made by Squarespace, actually.
Can you keep it still?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So what you can do is type blah 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 blah. You type something, right?
Yeah.
And the cool thing is it's integrated with a bunch of different social networks. So you can connect it to different accounts.
Yeah.
I have it connected to my Evernote. You can connect it to Twitter, Facebook, Dropbox, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're ready to send it, all you do is just swipe upwards, and it will send it to all of those social networks that you have it connected to.
Cool.
And if you want, you can like view previous notes, and it's free, as I mentioned, and it's really, really handy because, sometimes like you have an idea that you want to show to people really fast.
Yeah.
And you're not really sure where to type it. I use Evernote a lot. Hey, guys. And, or if you want to send out a tweet or send out like a short blurb to like Twitter or Facebook real fast, you could use it for that too. Mm-hmm. And I've been using it a lot, and actually, I think it's going to be my fave and rave pick on our next podcast.
You like it for in replacing Twitter now?
I wouldn't say that it would replace Twitter because one of the things that it doesn't do is images, or it's hard to paste links into it as well. But like, let's just say you had a witty thought.
Yeah.
You could type it into...
I rarely do.
You rarely do, I know, but I have them all the time.
Yeah.
You could type them into the Note app, and then you could instantly send it to Facebook. You could send it to Dropbox. I don't know why you'd want to do that. You could send it to Evernote.
To my Witty Note vault.
My Witty Note vault that's synced across all my devices. Mm-hmm. Or you could do it via email, and they will send you an email. So really handy.
I understand you like it because of the UI rather than using the Evernote UI.
Well, here's why I like it more than Evernote. Because Evernote, you have to launch it, and then you have to bring up the notebook that you want to type in.
So this is just like a fresh slate every time.
I created an Evernote notebook called I think I called it the notebook or something like that. It might actually just be called notebook. I don't remember. And then I send all my notes there. So you can pick what notebook you want them to go into. Okay. And then sometimes I'll type something that I think is funny and I want it to go into Evernote so I can save it because maybe I'm not going to tweet it right away. Mm-hmm. Or I'll tweet it or send it to Facebook at the same time so you can send it to multiple places.
I see.
So that's why I think it's really cool.
You know what would be cool? My girlfriend just showed me this notes app that she has that lets you do text and drawing just integrated. Uh-huh. And I was like, dang, I wish I had one of those because sometimes I want to do like a sketch or something like that, but I also want to do...
Wait, sorry, it does drawings and text?
Yeah, on the same app.
Like, how do you mean? Like, why would you want to do a drawing and a text at the same time?
Like, if you wanted to take a note and you needed to have to sketch something, but then you also wanted to write out text and not have to, like, write what you text,
interesting.
Like, it did it in a really elegant way that wasn't like, what's it called? Paint, or like MS Paint or like a Photoshop type of thing where it was really cumbersome to do it. Mm-hmm. And
is it on iPhone?
I don't know. It's on Droid or Android.
Droid.
Yeah. But I was like, that's actually cool because sometimes I find myself where I actually need a drawing app, and I'll go do that at I'll do that in like the cheapest drawing app you can find on the iPhone. Like the cheapest one, and it's always like crappy and it has ads and stuff. And
I hate that.
Yeah.
By the way, I hate it when that happens. Like there's like crappy ads everywhere.
And I'm like, why can't the notes one let me just write on it? You know what I mean? Like,
do you remember what it was called?
Draw on it. I don't.
It's probably not on.
Yeah, I don't remember, dude. But for the next show, I'll try to get the name of it. But it seems kind of weird. It's like, why would you want to do that? But sometimes I do want to like write down or have to do something that's visual that I need to remember later. And she uses it for that kind of stuff. Like, she's an artist, so she wants to draw.
Actually, I never thought about that. Yeah, because like me, like my things that I have to remember later are always words, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, I need to remember that little blurb I just thought of.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were an artist, you'd be like, oh, I have this visual idea that I want to save for later.
Or like maybe for photos. Like, I know sometimes when I do when I want to do photo shoots for Throwboy, I'll end up doing like little kind of stick figures of like how I want something to be composed.
Oh, really? That's how you do it?
Yeah, and then I'll be like to the photographer, hey, I want a photo that looks where the people are doing this in it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I don't know. I kind of like that idea of having the dual one, but I'll try to find out the name because I totally don't remember it.
Well, I want to ask you this real quickly. Have you used Passbook at all yet?
I think it worked for something on my trip last time I was in California, but I didn't open it. Yeah.
Because it's integrated with my airline, and I was like, I think I'm gonna give it a shot finally because I haven't used it for anything yet, and I'm kind of wondering if it's gonna be one of those Apple technologies that ends up like Ping, and they're just like, It just kind of withers, and then
they don't talk about it anymore.
It's really cool. It has so much potential, but I just don't really see like what I would be using it for. Oh, actually, Living Social is integrated with it now too. But I'm like
QR codes.
Yeah, in case you want to like scan and go to their site. Is this the same QR code? I know they're different. So that would be cool to use it for that. But other than Living Social, like none of the popular apps that I use actually use it in any way.
Yeah, I think the thing I didn't like about it when I found out how it worked was you open it and it tells you, okay, go download an app that works with this. So then I had to go and find whatever it was, like the United Airlines one.
Right.
And then I could use it. I'm like, I already have the United Airlines app. Why do I need to use the Passbook one now, too?
Yeah, my credit card app started integrating with Passbook. And actually, my credit card company is great with new technology, that type of thing. But I'm like, why would I need to use this with Passbook?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, dude, I think that's it. That's all we got.
Really? That was really, really short.
It's the shortest show ever.
Do we have... you said you wanted to talk about what your New Year stuff. Or your for the new year for 2013.
Yeah, we totally left that out at the beginning of the show.
Well, go ahead.
We're bad people. So I was just thinking that we could talk about our New Year's resolutions. I'm not usually a New Year's resolution person. Are you?
Sometimes, but I don't know. Not really.
Yeah, I'm not really either. Like, I'm not planning on losing weight or anything. But I do think it's good to have goals.
Sure.
So I was trying to figure out, like, as far as the cult cast is concerned, I mean. So, for those that don't know about the Cultcast, I'm sure probably most of you do. So, it's the audio podcast I do for Cult of Mac.
Yeah.
And it's grown just a ton in 2012. I mean, we just weren't expecting it to get as big as it was, especially not that fast. So, for us, it's like 2013, like what's next? And I really think that it has a lot of potential to grow much larger than it is if we do it right. So I was thinking, I know we talked about this before, of maybe adding a new show. That's something that we've been talking about. And then having some like higher profile guests on, like maybe like Natalie Portman, President Barack Obama.
Yeah.
People that are within our ability to get.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it would probably be more like
Porky Pig.
The Funky Bunch of Marky Mark fame.
I mean,
we could probably get them.
Never mind, a different one.
Porky Pig.
A different pundit
I heard he's
that
hard.
I really like.
Dude, I heard he was hard to get. I think Mario Kutcher, is that his name?
You should get what's his name? The guy that played AC Slater. Mario Lopez.
Dude, I think he's got a higher profile now. I might be able to get his cousin. Juan Lopez. I think he works at like Chicken Shack.
So you think you want to get new guests?
Dude, I think for I think my 2013 goal. This is within the realm of possibility, but would be really tough.
And you're putting it out there too.
And I am putting it out there too. But I'm just vamping here. I'm just kind of putting stuff out there because I don't have it decided. I was thinking like 100,000 listeners an episode, which doesn't sound like very much, but in the world of podcasting, it's actually a lot. And I realized that the way we would be able to do that is to create a show that's good enough to get 100,000 people to listen to it every episode. I wish I could talk about our current numbers. I can't, especially not on camera. But we're within that. I think where we're at now, I think we would be able to get there. But I think that might be my goal for 2013, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to CES too, is just to kind of like network with some people, get some higher quality guests on.
It's always a ongoing thing of trying to make sure people know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's interesting. One of our listeners just sent me this Mashable list of the top 10 new podcasts of 2012, and I just thought it was fascinating because we weren't on it, which was fine, but. We had one of the biggest listenerships, especially for a new podcast of 2012.
And it was stuff that had been around for a while too.
It's stuff that had either been around for a while or actually for the Mashable list, it may not have been around for a while. But they based it off people who were already famous and doing other things. So there were podcasts that to me I'm like, I don't even know if that's good. It might be. I haven't listened to them.
It's like the Adam Carolla show.
Adam Carolla show wasn't on it, but there were a few questionable items on that list, and I was just like, I wonder if this person is just on there because they're already popular and they started doing something new.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to like the cult cast is a brand new everything. Like everything we do is brand new. And you're right. Like a lot of people just have no idea who we are. You know, like we've only been around for 10 months. So like we haven't established a brand name yet. So, but did you have any goals you want to share for 2013 for Throwboy? Besides world domination?
I don't know. I feel like we have kind of the same goal, like just to focus in on that one thing that we're doing. Like Throwboy is my main thing that I do.
Yeah.
We want to try to make our products better, so we're going to be expanding into mass production this year. And
yeah, that'd be cool.
So that's going to be a big deal because, you know, the current business model is basically centered around we make everything. So they pay on the website and then we use that money to actually make the product.
Right.
So we've never actually tried to make them in bulk. And that's always been a big thing. I'm like, oh, well, if we made them in bulk, which is like what the whole world does, then we'd actually be able to put them into stores and get them into lots of other markets.
Right, which is a major transition for you because you've been working on by hand for a long time.
Right, and that was never like something I wanted to keep that way forever. It was always just an easy way to start, you know?
Right.
Like when you want to start something, you just do it like in the most kind of economical way you can.
Right.
Some people don't, but that's how I usually do things.
That's how the cult cast is too.
Yeah,
believe
exactly.
me.
So you know how it is. But I mean, that's what I want to do this year. I probably will reveal more details in February of how I'm going to do that, how the things are going to get expanded. But I'm excited about it. I'm kind of like doing research this month to be able to kind of grow that. And yeah, I think that's kind of my main thing. I mean, other than just, you know, be happy and be healthy and all that kind of stuff.
And wise.
Cool.
Yeah. That's my goal too. Well, hey, what better way to wrap up the show? I know this is a short one, but we got to wrap it up here with a iTunes review.
Good idea.
So we've been asking people for iTunes reviews, and you guys have been giving us some really great ones. So thank you for that. As you know, this show makes absolutely zero money. We run off your praise and compliments.
Absolutely no sense.
Yeah, it also makes absolutely no sense. So that works as well. So you guys have been leaving some great ones. We wanted to read one. This one comes from RJ Joan 2. RJ Joan 2. And his caption is "Good summary of the week in tech." Wow. Okay, that's news to us. I just found out about this video podcast, and I think it's great. I usually listen to podcasts as I do yard work or drive, but I find myself intrigued by a podcast where I could see the things they were talking about. Actually, that's true. If you like the cult cast, there you go. Reading about tech and keeping up on the latest and greatest, look no further than Erfon and Roberto as your source for everything techie and sexy. I added that last part. So thank you, RJ Joan 2. That was really nice of you to do that. And if you guys would like to leave us a review on iTunes, please do. That would be great.
Definitely.
And actually, if you're not subscribed to User Friendly in iTunes, do that, and you'll get the newest episodes right when we upload them. And you can also watch them on YouTube.
On YouTube, streaming, youtube.com/userfriendlyshow.
And if I wanted to learn more about your goals for 2013, how would I do that?
And
besides just calling you.
My faves and raves.
And your favorite rave pick, yeah.
It's just Twitter, so at Roberto Hoyos, RobertoHoyos, and you?
I'm at Erfon, Erfon. You know, it's funny. I never spell it because I just think that people will figure out what it's spelled.
Yeah, like. Right.
And then I had this person tweet me the other day. He's like, I've been trying to figure out your Twitter handle for like 6 weeks.
At
AIRPHONTJ. So now I feel like I want to spell it out, but I always feel like I'm giving myself special attention.
Oh, really?
Because like on CultCast, like I never spell out any of the Twitter profiles, right? I'm just like Twitter handles.
BST3R.
Oh, actually, that's true. I also do Buster's.
Caney.
And El Caney. That one seems easy enough, right?
You'd have to Google it. I would Google it.
Yeah, El Kahani.
Yeah, mine is my whole name, so it's kind of hard too. You know?
Yeah, in audio, I feel like it's best to spell things out anyway.
So do it, man.
Anyway, so when we come back next week, I'll have my full report from my CES 2013 experience. I'll possibly be a little hungover.
You have some gadgets under your clothes.
I'll have some gadgets and a giant trench coat that I'll open for you.
You have your droid implants.
Yeah, right. It's actually going to be my DNA, so you won't be able to see it. So anyway, that's a joke from last episode. Why are we bringing it up now? Thanks for watching. We will see you guys next week.
Next time week.
Next time week. That's what we should start saying.